Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Gulfstream Park here on Friday. It is January the 25th, 2019. I'm going to look at all the stakes races on today's program from Gulfstream, but before I get onto that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world. Also, join me tomorrow for my Pegasus World Cup preview video. I'm going to look at the Pegasus World Cup races, and also I'll look at the undercard stakes races from Gulfstream. Some excellent racing. One of the best cars I think I've ever seen in my lifetime in the month of January. So let's join me on YouTube for the preview. But today's cars from Gulfstream, some good racing. So let's get on to it. They're all starter stakes, kind of for the lower end horses, which I think is a good idea. But let's get on to it. We're going to look at races 7 through 11. And the stakes races, the seventh race we'll start off with, which is the Cryosaur Stakes. It's a starter stakes going for a purse of $60,000, race for 4-year-olds and upwards. Never start for a claim price $16,000 or less. Field of 16 horses. 13 and 14 are main track onlys, and the 15 and 16 are also eligible. So a dozen will go the distance of ground of 1,700 meters. If you want to go with that, with a distance of ground of 1 mile and 1/16th on the Gulfstream Park turf course, 1,700 meters, mile 16th. The rail's at 115 feet, so that's the outer portion of the turf course. Keep that in mind. Top selection, I'm going to go to the 11 hole. The number 11, Who's Your Drama? Going to go 11,684 in the superfecta. 11,684 super. Top selection, 11 horse, Who's Your Drama? 6-year-old gelding by Big Drama here. Peter Walder trains. Paco Lopez picks up the mount. The horse's most recent outing came the 22nd of December over here at Gulfstream. Mile and 8th and ops 25 claimer. He finished second by 3/4 length. He basically closed from nowhere that day. Great turn of foot. He ran a very good effort. It was an improvement off the race before, which came the 1st of December here at Gulfstream Park. Mile 16th in the Claiming Crown Emerald. He finished 4th by 1 1/4 lengths there. He had a little bit of a turn of foot, but he had a very troubled trip, which cost him at the end. And then before that, a Calder 1 mile and off 6-2 claimer at 18th of October. Horse won by a neck. You know, he's a deep closer. He did everything right. He got there in the end, a good race. And then before that, back here at Gulfstream, mile and 8th and off to 35 claimer. Horse won by 1 3/4 lengths. And again, that was the last time Paco Lopez rode the horse, and it was to a victory, thank God. At 2-1, he just had a very, very good going away victory at the end. He likes this turf course. He's going to have to overcome the wide post strip, but I think he can. There's a lot of pace in this one, and I think it's going to play towards a deep closer. At 9-2, I'll take him, and of course I'll use him in the pick 5, which begins off with this race. So to recap my selections for today's, yes, the pick 5 with this race. I almost thought it said pick 6, but pick 5. But to recap my selection now for the 7th from Gulfstream Park's Cryosaur, gonna go with the 11 horse here. Who's Your Drama? Gonna go 11,684 in the superfecta. It's race number 8. Race number 8 from Gulfstream. It's the EO Stakes. It's the starter stakes going for a purse of $60,000. Race for Phillies Mayors 4-year-olds and upwards, going for that have started for a claim price of $12,500. We have a field of 8 horses going to post a distance of ground of 1,400 meters, or the distance of ground of 7 furlongs on the Gulfstream Park main dirt. 1,400, 7 furlongs. And if you don't know your Greek mythology, all these races today are named after Greek mythology creatures and stuff. So yeah, so that's for all you narrow-minded people out there. So here in the EOS, my top selection, I like the number 3 horse, Starship Rena. I'm gonna go 3-5-6-1 in the superfecta. 3-5-6-1 super. Top selection of 3 horse, Starship Rena. 6-year-old mare by Cowtown Cat. Jorge Navarro trains, gets Jaramillo up in the saddle. The horse's most recent outing came the 28th of December here at Gulfstream. 6 furlongs and optional 12 claimer. The horse won by 5.5 lengths there. On the front end all throughout. This horse just walked in the park. It was a very good, clear victory that day. Major improvement off the race before, which came the Claiming Crown Glass Slipper at Gulfstream, 1 mile December the 1st. The horse finished 3rd by length, set the pace early on, but then got caught in the stretch, just couldn't keep up with them. But just keep in mind, this horse did win next start out, and the 2nd place finisher won next start out, so it was a decent race. The winner, Mischief Mass, is actually running back this one also. But that race was the horse's first start since the Pink Ribbon, which came at Charlestown, 7 furlongs, time of the 22nd, where the horse finished 6 by 11 and a quarter lengths. This horse dueled on the front end early on after not breaking that well, and then just couldn't keep up at the end. But before that, won a Parks going 3/4 of a mile by 8.5 lengths very easily. Won a start allowance race at Parks very easily, and ran some good races on the Mid Atlantic region last summer. Very good. He's a speedy horse. He has a good poster here today, and I think he should run well. So I'll take my chances with him. So to recap my selection for the 8th from Gulfstream, it's going to go with the 3-horse Starship Arena. I'm going to go 3-5-6-1 in the superfecta. Race 9 from Gulfstream, it's the Bellerophon Stakes. It's a starter stakes going for a purse of $60,000. Race for 3-year-olds, never start for a claim price of $35,000 or less. Fields of 10 horses going to post a distance of ground of 1,600 meters or the distance of ground of 1 mile on the Gulfstream Park lawn, the turf course. 1,600, 1 mile. Rail is out at 115 feet. Just keep that in mind. They have the rails quite out today because they want to save the inner portions of the turf course for the bigger races tomorrow. They'll be running at 96 feet on the outer portion of the turf course and 0 feet on the inner portion of the turf course. So they want to save the good ground. But that's why they're so widely out. My top selection here in the Bellerophon, I like the number 5 horse Tangible. I'm gonna go 5-8-4-10 in the superfecta. 5-8-4-10 super. Top selection of 5 horses Tangible. 3-0 colt by Orb here. Antonio Sano trains. Jose Ortiz picks up the mount. The horse's most recent outing came the 20th of December locally here at Gulfstream. 1 mile and Ops 50 claimer. The horse finished 3rd by 3/4 of a length there. He had a little bit of a trouble trip in traffic, but he got a good turn of foot late in the race. It wasn't the world's worst race for him. Before that, he ran the pulpit at Gulfstream, 1 mile, December the 8th. He finished 6 by 10 and a quarter lengths there. Those horses were just a lot tougher, and he was sent off at 90-1 at post time, very wide, and he just didn't show up. It wasn't the day to win against those tougher horses. And then Optional 35 at Calder, 7.5 furlongs, November the 16th. Horse finished 2nd by 3/4 length. He dueled a little bit early on, but then he just couldn't keep up with the winner, Dr. DJ. He just ran that little bit of better race. And then before that, I called their 7.5 off 75 claimer. He finished 2nd by a neck. He nearly got the victory at 82-1. He ran a massive effort there. And then before that, you could throw out his race in the Armed Forces at Gulfstream, going a mile, where he finished 5th by 11 1/4 lengths. Never really getting into it. I like him a lot in this race here today. He's been training well. He's versatile. He looks like he could sit a little bit closer, or he could come from behind. Jose Ortiz, a great turf rider. He knows what he's going to do with this one, so I'm quite confident with this horse, so I'll take him as a top selection. So to recount my selection for the 9th from Gulfstream, it's the Bellerophon. Gonna go with the 5 horse Tangible. Gonna go 5-8-4-10 in the superfecta. To race number 10. Race number 10 from Gulfstream, it's the Perseus Stakes. It's a starter stakes going for a purse of $60,000. Race for 4-year-olds and upwards, never start for a claim price of $12,500 or less. Field of 9 horses going the distance of ground here of 1,400 meters, with the distance of ground of 7 furlongs on the Gulfstream Park main track. 1,400, 7 furlongs. Top selection here, I'm going to take the number 5 horse, the 5 horse who is Uno Mas Modelo. I'm going to go 5-3-9-2 in the superfecta. 5-3-9-2 super. Top selection of 5 horse Uno Mas Modelo. This 6-year-old gelding by Macho Uno. Javier Castellano picks up the mount for Luch Stable, or the Ron Palucci Racing Stable now. The horse's most recent outing came the 22nd of December at Gulfstream. 7 furlongs in the Grade 3 Mr. Prospector. He finished 4th by 6.5 lengths there. He moved a little bit that day after a wide trip, but it wasn't enough to win. But that was a very tough race. This horse is a lower end horse, or he's in the right spot today. That's what I want to say. That race was just a little bit too tough for him. Before that, he ran the Claim and Crown Rapid Transit at Gulfstream 7/8 of miles December the 1st, and he won by a neck there at 90 cents to the dollar. He had a great turn of foot at the end to get the victory. A very good run there, closing up well. And then the Beto Sunshine at Churchill, Sloppy Seal going 6 furlongs November the 1st, horseman by 4.5 lengths at 6.5 to 1. He sat closer and he just went away with it. A very good run. And then, like a lot of Ron Palucci horses, you just scratch your head where he puts some of the horses occasionally. They ran this horse in the the Grade 1 Jack Club Gold Cup. I believe it's for $750,000, mile and a quarter at Belmont. And, scratch your head why he was in the race. He finished 7 by 10 lengths behind Discreet Lover. It was another horse you could scratch your head occasionally in the spots he was running in. But, he finished 7th that day, never getting into it. There was a massive pace in front of him. It was just a wrong race for him there. And then before that, he won sprinting at Saratoga very easily, and then won a lounge race at Saratoga very easily. He was 2 for 2 this summer at Saratoga, so he liked the surface. And like I said, he's versatile. He can win on the front end, or he could close up well. So I like him a lot. 6 to 5. If you're gonna play any of the late pick 4s, 5, 6, whatever, he's the kind of horse I would single because, he just looks very nice here. So I'll take him as a top selection. So to recap my selections for the 10th from Gulfstream Perseus, gonna go with the 5 horse Unamas Medeo. I'm gonna go 5-3-9-2 in the Superfecta, single the 5 horse in the Multis. So now let's get on to race number 11 from Gulfstream, the Friday nightcap. The 11th race is Andromeda Stakes. It's a starter stakes going for a purse of $60,000. Races for fillies, 3-year-olds, never started for a claim price $35,000 or less. Field of 15 horses, 13 through 15 are also eligible, so only a dozen will go on the turf course. The distance of ground of 1,600 meters, or the distance of ground of 1 mile on the Gulfstream Park lawn of the turf course. 1,600, 1 mile. Top selection here in the Andromeda. Keep in mind, rails at 115 feet again. Top selection, I'm going to take the number 6 horse Yakko. I'm going to go 6-4-7-5 in the Superfecta. 6-4-7-5 Super. Top selection, 6 horse Yakko. 3-0 filly by Mineshaft. Antonio Sano trains. Ira Ortiz Jr. picks up the mount. The horse's most recent outing came the 14th of December locally here at Gulfstream. About 7.5 and off 35 claimer. The horse finished second by 3/4 in length, and on the inner portion of the turf course, that plays towards speed. This horse went to the front end that day. He got caught right before the wire, but he fought a good effort there at the end in the final furlong and a half. It wasn't the world's worst race for him. Before that, Calder 7.5 and off 35 claimer. He finished 3rd by 4 lengths there, and he just stalked most race a little bit wide, and he just couldn't get the good turn of foot. It wasn't the day to win off the break. And then back here at Gulfstream, 1 mile in the Our Dear Page Stakes, he finished 6th by 14 3/4 lengths, and this horse stalked and just never got that good closing kick, just couldn't keep up with them there. And then the Sharp Susan here, he finished 4th by 2 1/4 lengths. He had to wait, steady. That was a horrible trip. Throw that race out on September the 1st here at Gulfstream. But, when this horse gets a clear lead, I think he could do well. Looking over this race quickly, there was some speed in some speed on the inside from the 2 horse, but that's basically it on the inside of him. So I think this horse will go towards the front end, and if he could, possibly get the lead in some easy fractions on the front end, I think he could get away with it. He's been trading well at Calder. Watch out for him. So to recap my selections for the 11th from Gulfstream, it's Andromeda. Gonna go with the 6 horse Yakko. Gonna go 6-4-7-5 in the Superfecta. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and join me tomorrow for my Pegasus Day preview video. Good luck, everybody.